Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Start Your Systems TV. And tonight we are going MX Bikes racing. That is right, folks. It is the 11th round of the AOMX Factory Bike Championship in MX Bikes from RedBud, and we're going to stream it. I've never streamed a bikes race before, so you're going to have to bear with me a little bit tonight, but this should be a lot of fun. A really interesting championship dynamic where we could actually have a clinch of a title tonight, so that's going to be fun to talk about as well. But we're hoping for just a couple good races, a couple good motos. We're going to stream the B final here in just a moment, which will get them into that A final, which we'll talk about. And we'll also be joined by Talon214, who is one of the co-owners of the AOMX Championship tonight, to kind of go over everything. So we're going to jump in just a minute. They're going to get that B final server set up and ready to go, but very exciting to do this and stream bikes for you guys tonight. Hopefully you kick back and enjoy the show. So let's go ahead and head to our live stream and we will start talking with Talon himself. All right, we are back in and ready to get racing tonight. Talon214 is here, ready to talk about some MX Bikes racing and have a good show tonight. Talon, how we doing?
Good, not too bad about yourself.
I am doing fantastic. So excited to stream some bikes racing, and we're going to get started here in just a minute. But before we do that, I feel like I should turn a little bit of the attention to you and the series and everything like that, and kind of give us a bit of a brief synopsis of what's happened so far in the series and what we can look forward to tonight as we actually pull up our point standings on the broadcast here.
All right. Well, as points going forward, it has been kind of blown open by Yorks. He has been very dominant throughout the entire series, being the most consistent out of everyone, only finishing off the podium a total of 4 times. So that's allowed him to get that 34-point lead over Rax. And with Rax not showing up tonight, as there is, I believe, a different league that he is doing, as he's kind of already far out of this one. But then you have Tyler J in third, who is racing tonight, who does have that very good chance of catching up to Rax. Tyler is one of the few people who actually have a moto win. I believe he also has an overall win with us, so yeah, not too many of those, as Yorks and Rax have been kind of stealing those from people. Another person who is quite far down in 21st, because he's only done one race with us. He is returning. His name is Aqua. He is very fast. I believe he was one of our top qualifiers. So, but yeah, he's very fast, and he's returning this week. And yeah, like I said, one of the top 5 qualifiers coming into tonight.
Yeah, awesome. That's going to be really cool to see how he fares against some of these guys, like you said. In terms of qualifying on this track, I know these guys only got 30 minutes to actually put a time in, but we saw some guys sessioning earlier today. Any kind of clues or indications you can give us of some favorites potentially heading into RedBud tonight?
Yeah, so some favorites, like I said, Yorks, he is our points leader, and as you have that points pulled up, you can see he is very consistent, as I pointed out. He's definitely a top guy. Tyler has snuck in a few wins here and there. I don't believe he's one of the fastest people, but he is very consistent at this game and at a few of these tracks. Aqua, as I said earlier, Finn, who is a 250 master, he's pretty much is mainly a 250 guy in this game, and he's come out to race with us. I believe it's his first time, and he looks to have topped qualifying, I believe. Actually, no, it was Yorks, but he was second in qualifying. So yeah, he's very fast on the 250 coming into tonight.
Yeah, and that is another thing to highlight. This is a E10 250 series. So first of all, shout out 1110 Mod, System Decal, and everybody there for what they do to get these factory bikes out to the game. But it is a 250 series and championship. So what have you kind of seen, I guess, from... We obviously see some of the highlights of the 450 side from other racing series. Does it feel like some of those 250 guys that we normally see at the front of the 250 championships and other series, they're really shining through in this one as well?
Yeah, I believe so, just because, the 250s tend to have more engine braking compared to the 450s, so it's not as much brake power and more letting off and coasting through corners. But at the same time, since these are the factory bikes, they do have a lot of power, so they're very similar in power speed-wise to a 450, so it kind of evens out here and there. But I believe some 250 guys are definitely clicking better with these bikes than compared to the 450 guys.
Right on, right on. Well, this is a very fun racetrack tonight. RedBud is always a classic on any calendar, and it's certainly one, no matter how late into the season we are. It might even be pretty cold and rainy at RedBud in real life right now, but we're still going to shred it here at MX Bikes and see what these guys are capable of. So like I said, B final coming up. Those guys are going to go, how many laps do they do, or is it timed? I don't remember.
It's a timed race. So yeah, B main is going to be a 10-minute plus 2-lap race. Where the top 10 will transfer into the A main, and then the A main is 2 20-minute plus 2-lap races.
Right on. So yeah, those 2 20-minute plus 2-lap races are going to be certainly fun to watch. That'll be 30 riders in that, right? 10 riders transfer out of that B main to meet up with the other 20 riders that have already made it in. So we're going to get that B main rolling here shortly. And yeah, you said there was 63 people that were able to make it here tonight, right? So
yeah, 63.
Yeah, that is awesome to see the turnout even this late into the championship. I know coming from the MX Simulator side, we always see numbers dwindle towards the end of a series. So still going strong, still getting full gates. Always like to see that. Supercross Pig in chat wants to know, what is this in MXS terms? I guess you could just say it's another racing series like a lot of the MX Sim series that we see. These guys have I feel like you guys have done a great job of putting on a little bit of an off-season series, kind of filling the gap between what ARL and some of the other main series do as well, and giving the opportunity for some of the top guys that we see all the time to come out here and race for another championship. So I would say it's kind of your pro off-season series. Is that what you guys would call yourself?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we've always wanted to, since we came into this at least, we've always wanted to be on the same level as Ariel or like the pro scene. If you go to MX Sim terms, it's RF pro scene. So, yeah, we've always kind of wanted to compare ourselves and be kind of equal with them.
There you go. Right on. So simple question, simple answer. Still not seeing the B server up yet. Is that on my side? I just want to make sure I'm not missing something.
I'm just generating the race scripts real quick just to get everything in there and loading it up. Should be up in about a minute or two.
All right, sounds good to me. We'll jump back into the intermission screen for the time being and hang out with the fine people watching the broadcast. Great to see you, Lipos K and Mr. Frankie Sinatra. Bobin MXB is here. Supercross Pig, Wrecked Ghost also here. Great to see the turnout so far tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show. This is, like I said, my first go at the bike side, so bear with me a little bit. I think I'm going to be a little bit rough around the edges with kind of figuring out how to switch between riders and all the cams and stuff like that, but we'll get there when it's time. And hopefully it produces some good racing tonight. So we'll also have some yelling. Maybe we'll get a dualies or two on the stream. Always love when that happens. But great to see you guys. Hypes is here. Seawalk62, Burrito, Benny Visuals, TG Photo. You guys are filling up the chat room. Love to absolutely see it here tonight. So what else can you tell us a little bit about AOMX, the history? I know you guys came from the Supercross, the game side a little bit and are just getting into bikes of late. But yeah, tell us about where you guys started and what the goals are.
Yeah, so yeah, we did come from MESX. We were basically one of the top leagues on that game, for at least on the PlayStation side. I know a couple of the Xbox guys heard of us. So yeah, we really since we kind of heard that game was starting to, I guess, die out, we wanted to come over to MX Bikes. I know I tossed it out personally to the rest of the admins like maybe a year ago, just to kind of toss the idea out there. And at that point, none of us really could, but this off season, we really kind of got together, and a few of us started playing the game more and liking it, and so we decided to just sort of start up a series and see how good we could go, and maybe set a new standard for racing series on this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys chose to team up with the Factory Bikes crew and the E10s and stuff like that. I know it's kind of a bit of a contentious decision, I guess. Like some people love the E10, some people don't. Just take us through that relationship with people at 1110 and System Decal, I guess.
Yeah, so my like co-owner, I guess me and Dizzle are the co-owners of the series. And Dizzle just kind of reached out to D Mills, who helps create the 1110 bikes, the factory bikes. And through talking, they kind of realized that they raced against each other up in the Canada series. So they just started getting to know each other, talk more. And then D Mills is like, I'm thinking of hosting a couple stuff or help, sponsor some people. And we just kind of took the opportunity and he gave it to us. And we've been huge fans of the bikes and yeah, just like them overall. Fun to ride.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan as well. I know it's contentious between some people in the chat already, but definitely love what they've done. Definitely love the work that's put into it for sure. And I'm actually kind of excited. I don't think I've ever actually seen an E10 like race and competition. And everyone says they're the great equalizer because people are a little bit closer on them. So maybe I'm excited to see some good close racing here tonight for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna say something?
Well, yeah, just about these bikes. I know they tried to make them as equal as possible throughout all of them. They do handle slightly different, like just a little bit. Some feel heavier, some feel lighter, but with like setups and everything, they all start to kind of feel the same. And you could swap setups from each, I guess, bike. Like it's pretty simple because they're all the same geometric stuff, I think is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're able to just swap it over from bike to bike without issue, and they all should feel relatively the same.
Right on, right on. Are we able to see, by the way, these qualifying results so we could put them up anywhere?
Yeah, so they're on the MyMXB website.
Yep.
If you go to our race, like the round 11, and you click on race groups.
Race groups. Okay, I figured it was one of these. All right, let's take a look at these qualifying times then, give you guys a little bit of an indication here and see kind of where every group was at. Looks like we had those 3 groups, and I'm seeing top time, as you said, York's at a 138.3, Finn at a 138.7, Aqua also at a 138.7, and D-Mills at a 138.8. So there you go, 4 guys within half a second of each other on this track. And these guys had 25 minutes, almost 30 minutes of qualifying, not too much time to really bang out a good lap. That's pretty exciting prospect for the racing tonight, potentially.
Yeah, definitely keeping it close here when it comes to times. Racing, it might spread out a little bit more, as York's, like I said, really fast on these bikes. He is friends with D-Mills, who does help develop them, so that could help him out.
Yep, absolutely. Want to give a quick shout out to a couple people in chat as we refresh and get into the B main server here. Seeing a lot of people. We had like a follower train there for a quick second, and there is the B main, so I'll join up. But shout out to, who else have we missed here? We missed, gosh, so many people followed. We got Hype78, Tyler J, Seawalk62, Benny Visuals, Fizzle 615, Billy K 419, Cam MXB 9. Let's see, we got Turbo 1084 Gaming, I think is how you say it. Aquaboy, Mustard Tiger 914, Lepose K MXB, ZNs 403. Gosh, man, you guys are just a follower train. It's crazy. Wrecked Ghost, TTV, Trex, Burrito MXB, and Iowa Hawkeyes. Thank you guys all for the follow. I was trying to get everyone in there, and they're still just rolling in. It just keeps on coming. You guys are the bomb for the follow train there to start off the night. And do we got another one? Yes, we do. We have IBCMX or LLBCMX 282. BCMX 282 by the looks of it. And Rocky Fret 745. Thank you guys as well for the follows. Really appreciate the support. But yeah, getting into this B main and getting ready to go racing here on RedBud shortly. Do we have any big names potentially in this one that you see, Talon, that are jumping off the page? Is like, oh man, I can't believe they ended up in this one.
Definitely, let me see if he actually joined, but definitely in like the whitelist or the qualifying, it was definitely Ryder was the main person. He's definitely a top guy. I believe he won the 250 outdoors a couple years ago. So he's definitely a top guy. Yeah, he's in this. That's one that I see. Seymour, he's not always a good like qualifier, but he's definitely got pace to be in that A main, and I've seen him battle for top 10s here and there. Same with Cloud. There's definitely a couple people in here who are like top 10, top 15 A main guys.
There you go. All right. So this is going to be exciting because we get to see them try to fight their way in, which is always a tough situation. Big shout out Aquaboy for the sub. Thank you so much. Also, Parker7574 with the follow there right at the buzzer before that one came in. So thank you guys as well for the sub and the follow. And it looks like we are about to connect on in. Another follow, Royce JT. Man, you guys just keep on flowing it in. I think this is all the MX Bikes people that didn't even know I had a Twitch channel coming into the channel right now. And then Thunder MX also as well. So we are finally in to the server. And let me quickly go to free roam and turn on the names to make sure. So I assume these guys are just getting their little pre-ritual in to make sure everything is good, and then we're going to get on the gate here shortly.
Yeah, so I don't know if you know, but this also lets everybody who's new to MX Bikes racing, but it's kind of like an unwritten rule to not ride the track before like a race.
Okay.
Because it creates these like death ruts whenever we have to reset the track from people riding over it. And the death ruts are just like these like small ruts that get put into the track that just are pretty bad to ride through, honestly.
Okay.
they'll just toss your bike left and right, and it's just not fun to do. So
yeah, see, we got Cloud hanging out behind the gate. He's getting revved up and ready to go, and everyone else is back here just kind of doing laps in the pits. So this is exciting, man. We got a pretty full gate of guys ready to do battle for 10 spots.
yeah.
And definitely recognize a few names back here. So this is going to be really exciting. You got a favorite, though? Anyone jumping out at you that you think is going to win this thing?
I would say Ryder, but I don't know how good he is on the factory bikes. Somebody who I think would actually win this that I am pretty positive about, I would have to go with maybe, Josh Mertens is probably one, or Cloud. Josh Mertens is J Mertz, who actually does create these bikes. So he was pretty fast in our practice lobby that we were dealing with, so I think he might be a favorite coming into this.
Yeah, J Mertz, longtime gamer in the MX Sim world, and then has jumped over to the bikes world of late, and a big part of why we have these E10s, so shout out to him. But this is quite the cast of crew ready to go racing. I'm sorry to those whose skins I don't have, by the way. I tried to download literally everything I possibly could, so if I don't have your stuff, that is my bad. But we got a lot of stuff. We're good. We're good. Thank you to Filthy Slinky as well for the follow. Appreciate ya. And we are set to go racing.
Yeah, definitely a lot of guys in here. One thing I didn't say, but about our series, that kind of why we do this format is for people who aren't like that good at putting down hot laps, but are really good at, racing and can stay up and be consistent. So I think that's one thing that helps with our format, is it helps those guys who can't put in the fast laps but can just stay up and run a decent pace to get themselves in.
Yep, definitely. I love this format. I'm assuming you guys kind of just ran with the same thing that we've seen in the Supercross games for years and kind of kept it rolling to this side. And I totally agree with you. It's awesome that we get a few more people that at least get a chance to have a gate drop. It's not like they're just completely kicked out of the opportunity to maybe race right from the get-go. So this is a plus, I feel like, for a lot of guys that are on the fringe, and they get a little stream time as well. We get to check them out and see what they look like on this racetrack. Even if they don't make it in the top 10, they still get a little love.
Yeah. Definitely. I know last week at Ironman, there was definitely a lot of people battling for that 10th place spot, so it was really exciting. I think it came down to the last corner for somebody to get in as well. So, and just like in Sim, there is cuts on this game, so that can affect them.
Do you guys have a good way of kind of tracking that as it happens? Because I know we get the notifications if we're playing in the server, but I don't think you get it in broadcast mode, right? So
it doesn't like come up saying that you get it, but on the leaderboard it'll like show them behind the person. So it's live, where it like
gotcha.
Whereas Sim, you got to wait till after the race to see it. In this game, it's like comes up live after every lap.
Right. Just hanging out with the helicopters up here above RedBud. Where do you guys rank this track for you in terms of the fun aspect and all that goes with it? Is it a track everyone looks forward to racing here in this game?
Honestly, I'm still new to the racing scene. To be honest with you, I started watching it like this year, last year maybe. I know it's definitely a huge favorite in like ARL just because of like the atmosphere of it, like 4th of July weekend, everything about it. I don't know how well it races. There's definitely a few option lines that can like provide. There's always going to be one like a little bit quicker line, but as the road starts to kick in, it'll slowly have them to change lines and maybe create more racing.
Gotcha. Shout out quickly to Becco Films for the follow. Well, we'll open it up to you guys in the chat room hanging out here. Anybody that's played this RedBud track already, or perhaps even if you raced it earlier this year in ARL, where do you put it on your list? Is it one that you thoroughly enjoy, or is it one that you feel like wasn't one of your favorites to ride or race this year? Always love to hear from you guys in the chat room about what you think about it. I personally played a few laps of it earlier today, and I felt like this one flowed really, really well. I feel like I heard a couple of you guys talking about it as well, though, that the corners are a little bit kind of notchy, not as like super flowy with the ruts, so you kind of have to slow it down, take your time in the corners, not rush things. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
Yeah, you can't really just gas it and just let everything go through. It's kind of hopping through it. Definitely standing up helps. It helps the bike move around a little bit more, so you're not just getting kicked around going into corners. The sand corner can definitely be challenging. The one before it and the one after it is definitely hard to hit. The one towards the start, like the sand wall, that one's definitely difficult. So there's a few corners where you have to be careful on hitting them, but some of them you can just like rail them and have no problem getting around it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you at the sand corner. I feel like coming into it, 2 corners before the leap, it's really hard to get a good drive going through that, and could open up a good opportunity for some guys to make some passes here tonight. And then as well, LaRocco's leap, we're going to see some guys getting steezy off that. I feel like this version of the leap is a little bit easier on the 250s than some other versions, not only in this game, but obviously other games as well. So it gives people the opportunity to toss some fat ones for us.
Yeah. And I was looking in your chat, and Burrito does make a good point. Yorks only needs to get 16 points by the end of tonight, and he will have that championship wrapped up. So the way he's been riding, it's very possible that he can get it done tonight.
Yeah, championship implications on the line, and with no racks here, as you mentioned, definitely something that Yorks could see the title fall his way. Needs to be 75 points up after the first moto, but I believe he's just out of that in terms of being able to reach that. But obviously, if he's just 50 points up after the second moto, which he just needs 16 points to get, he will be the champion here tonight. I know, in SYS Bike Stream, interesting development we have here, no question about it. We're trying. We're trying to get more involved in the bikes community and love spreading the word of all the awesome people in this game and the awesome people that put on the races like you, Talon, here at the AOMX Championship.
Yeah. It was definitely a struggle. We had a few fun races before the season actually kicked off just to make sure we had everything ironed out. Figured out those were a bit of a struggle. I know we tried to do a C main, then B, and then A, but it just took way too long, so we just shortened it a little bit. But yeah, now everything seems to be moving correctly, and we've had some kinks with protests and stuff like that kind of happening, but it's all ironed out and ready for some exciting racing tonight.
Absolutely. So I'm assuming we're a couple minutes away now from the B final kicking off, or could you give us an update on timing?
I believe we're just waiting for some people to load in.
Okay.
I believe we're actually starting right now because the last person did just load in. So
all right, beautiful.
Everybody's getting their setups on, washing their bikes, and getting onto the gate.
All right, we will get down closer to the gate and see who gets that all-important hole shot.
And then one thing I do want to point out, the Triumphs are out now, so we're going to be seeing some of those out here in the field.
Yeah, a little bit of fresh machinery.
I believe there's only two shredding. On the system decal riders are the only two on the Triumphs for this race. So Potsy and J Mertz are the two people on the Triumphs for this one.
Well, we got Ryder all the way down the inside, so he's obviously felt that inside gate is going to do him well. Josh Mertens lined up 2 inside of the box. I know we talked about him earlier, and a few guys swung way to the outside here. Hearing those revs getting up here in a minute. And a quick final shout out to Pla for the follow. Thank you so much. All right, we hear those revs coming up. Couple guys hit the gate. Who's going to get the whole shot? Gate is down on the B final as they rush into turn 1. A few guys looping out. Oh, some carnage into the first corner. A lot of guys going down, pushing wide, and it's Ryder who comes out with the whole shot. It's going to lead them into that second corner and through. He's got, looks like little Mitch behind him, or Limich. And he's got Parker. A few other guys coming down the drop down right behind him as they funnel through these early couple of sections. But that's exactly what Ryder needed to do. He used that inside gate, and he is off to the races. Oh, big crash from about 7th or 8th back. It looks like JM 328 was down, and Frankenstein, I think, also hit the deck. He's trying to get back on the track, but Talon, Ryder did exactly what he needed to do here.
Yeah, definitely got that start that helped him. Starts are really key on this game. If you don't get that good start to get ahead of that carnage, as we saw early, it can be costly to your B main finish.
Absolutely. So he is off to the races. He's bringing Lil Mitch with him. They got a little bit of an advantage already opened up on the rest of the pack, but it's Oftedal on the 443 machine back here in the 3 spot. Parker and Fizzle coming up in the sweeper behind them, and then Seymour of the AEO FXR team coming down the hill behind them as we work our way towards the leap. We got to get the leap cam on the lap 1 here. We got to go see who's tossing the big boys as we kind of funnel through the back of the pack here, seeing some more guys coming down.
Cloud and Dizzle got together back here battling for 9th. 5 riders up here trying to get close to that, and a huge pileup before the sand rollers.
All right, leap cam. Who gets it good? Fizzle tossing out just a little bit. Seymour, nice scrub. And then Biggie, Dizzle, Cloud, Poltzy, AJ. I think you say Caber. And then a lot of guys behind that. As we got Bishop moving up into 9th. He's got Cloud or Biggie up in here as well. So a few guys still jockeying for those positions outside of the top 10 as they cross on lap number 1.
Yeah, Cloud went down at the finish, and I think that dropped him out of a transfer spot. So a really fast rider, definitely a top 10 guy in A main, down in 15th, I believe. Gonna have to make some work to get up there.
Yeah, let's see where the transfer spot is at right now as we go through. Those are top 3 guys, and then Parker, Seymour, Fizzle, and Dizzle. Fizzle and Dizzle. It's faking me out here. We got Biggie back here. Looks like he is in the 8th spot. And then, Caber just went down on the big triple heading into the back, and he's stuck on the face of that. He's taking a couple guys with him. A lot of guys just went down on that triple. So coming down here, we got Biggie in the 8th spot, and then Wrecked and Cloud are 9 and 10, but they just took each other out in the off-camber. Got into each other heavy. They were in transfer spots as well. And that battle now continues, but they've got some pressure from Dirteen and a whole host of other riders behind them.
Oh, yeah, definitely a large pack. One more mistake like that, and that could drop him easily down to 16th, 17th around there. As J Mertz goes off the track, tucking the front end there.
13 around the outside, gets Cloud. As we throw dualies going into the back here. So Dirteen up to 10th, moves Cloud back, but Cloud is trying to fight back as they head up to that far corner. Oh, Dirteen rips that rut, and Cloud goes down. Off the machine. Dirteen landing off the track right there as we head up to the leap. And looks like Wrecked also is off the track, but he still gets over the leap. Dirteen is good. So as they go up towards the finish line jump, we got Seymour rolling the finish line jump. Dirteen going after Wrecked, but these guys are in transfer spots right now. That is your top 10 positions as they cross the finish line jump. Ryder, Lil Mitch, Fizzle, Parker, Dizzle, Oftedal, Biggie, Seymour, and Dirteen, with Wrecked now falling behind Dirteen as he goes through the first turn. I know Dirteen actually losing that spot again, so... Ooh, and who's that down?
Down again.
Yeah.
One of your early leaders has fallen down. I believe he's down in 8th or 9th now. He's got close to falling out of that transfer.
He has Quizzy right behind him here. Don't know if AJ got by. No, it looks like it is still Oftedal in the final transfer spot. AJ is right here. You got Caber. Look at that. 5 riders in the same corners. Oftedal scrubs down. We got, look at how many guys going up to this big triple together. We got dualies, trilies, quadsies. Everybody tossing it. And Oftedal has got Quizzy right behind him with Cloud in tow. AJ and Anchorman literally bringing up the anchor of this group. Oh, and Oftedal down on the inside. Quizzy goes by into 10th.
And Cloud, who went down early, looked like he was out of this, fought his way back up, and I believe he's in the transfer battling for it right now. And Oftedal leading early. Now it looks like he's back in 15th.
Wow, Cloud just ripped the outside on Quizzy to make that pass stick and has now moved back into the final transfer spot by the looks of it. You got a freight train of guys just ahead of him, about 5th place through 9th. Going at it. We're going to come down by the leap here and see them coming down. You got Dizzle, Fizzle, and then Parker, Seymour, Wrecked, Dirtine, all in a train going up Laraco's leap. No one really tossing because they are in a fight. And then they got, who's that Biggie right behind them in the 8th spot. Cloud. So let's see how this resets right now. It is actually Biggie in 9th, and Cloud did get around Quizzy. We're waiting for Quizzy to cross the line in 11th, but Cloud is up into the 10th spot as these guys continue to just duke it out into this first corner. And it is tight quarters through here as Fizzle coming into your living room right there.
Yeah, Cloud's got to be careful. He does have 2 seconds of cuts, so if he does not get a move on, he could get messed over by those cuts for that final transfer spot.
He definitely is trying to get into this group and start battling. You can see 5 riders again pretty much nose to tail through this section of the racetrack as they head back up. Parker. Oh, Parker! Oh, the bars!
Spikes and Cloud loops out going up the triple face.
Oh, and Cloud's in a terrible spot right there as Quizzy goes by. AJ almost off the track into the banners. Caber goes by. Here's Poltzy getting into the mix as well. And we'll sort it out and see where everybody is. Quizzy was in the 9th spot. It looks like he is still there with Parker now trying to go around Caber. Cloud, AJ losing a couple positions. Oh, big off. That's Parker and Cloud both down. And that is not going to help Cloud with those penalties, like you said, already on his card here.
Leave it at that puts Cloud in 12th and Parker in 11th.
Yeah, let's go over to the finish line jump and check in. How much time do we have left? I don't see anything popping up on my screen for time.
We got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in this race.
So Ryder checks in out front there. He goes over the finish line jump with Lil Mitch in the 2 spot. Just behind him, 7.9 seconds is the gap. There's Dizzle going across in the 3 spot. And we'll wait for the rest of the field to funnel in behind. So there's Fizzle and Dirtine, 4 and 5. The 6th spot of Seymour crosses the line. Biggie 7th. Caber in 8th now. And Poltzy just ahead of AJ. That's 9th and 10th. But they have Quizzy right behind them in the 11th spot as they go into the first corner complex.
Cloud not too far behind him either. He's still charging to trying to get in that final transfer spot.
Cool overhead shot to see these guys approach angle into these ruts right here as we look at those 2 Kawasaki's on your screen battling it out. Oh, and AJ goes down. Off the track was Caber. So Quizzy's going to get a 2-for-1. Cloud, I think, is back into 10th. He's trying to get Quizzy. They cross up and they both go down. Cloud up immediately. Quizzy has to remount. AJ and Parker get together in the meantime. I don't know if Cloud even lost a spot. Maybe one spot to Caber, who was right there.
Definitely some carnage going on for these final transfer spots.
So coming down the hill, Cloud is now on a mission to close up to this group ahead of him. Fizzle, Poltzy, Biggie, and getting sideways. Caber almost a crash. Cloud sideways. He almost went down. AJ and Quizzy now closing back up on him. And this battle is not over yet as they're going to weave up the hill through here.
Oh, and AJ tucked the front end over that turn, so it looks like Quizzy is going to be battling Cloud, and Cloud does have those 2 seconds of cuts, so he's got to start pulling away here.
Well, Cloud is working on closing up to Biggie as Quizzy goes down. Quizzy eye off the track.
Parker is going to go through there. Now he's going to try to make a charge to catch up to Cloud. See if Parker has any cuts.
Well, Cloud is working on Biggie, and he got to him pretty quickly here as they're working their way up to the finish line. So I believe this would be 2 to go at this time by, right? Because time will expire next time through.
Yeah, time will expire next time through. So they got about... Ryder has about 2.5 laps to go.
Alrighty.
Yeah, about 3 laps left for these guys.
Cloud did get by Biggie, so he is up into the 9 spot, trying to close up on Caber. And then next ahead of that would be Pultzy and Fizzle. Potsy, a little bit further up the road. Or did he just... He just went down. Or did
Seymour
went down.
Track.
Yeah. So these guys still trying to figure it all out. Meanwhile, your leader, Ryder, is long gone. That is a lapped Ryder trying to find Ryder on the other side of the track. There he is, working his way towards the sand. And he is going to get the 2-lap board this time by, trying to stamp his ticket into the A final here tonight. 14-second lead on Little Mitch as we see these guys weaving their way towards the leap. So there's Little Mitch going through the sand rollers. Ryder's tossing big whips on Laraco's leap. There's Dizzle.
Definitely feeling comfortable.
Man,
having that huge lead from that start.
Shout out to Dirtine, who started this race outside of a transfer spot. He's now up to 4th, and he is working on getting to Dizzle for the next position. Now, you might need to help me a little bit with my uneducatedness in MX bikes. Is this all for gate selection as well? The higher he goes, the better his gate is, or what?
Normally I guess it would be if it was like qualifying, but since we manually put people in through whitelist, it's not really. Most people don't select their gates anyways, just kind of go with what's given to them. Some of the top guys do, but yeah, this very much could be for gate pick if they feel like it, but like I said, most people don't select their gate and just go with what's chosen for them.
Gotcha. So Dirtine at this point just giving himself a big cozy cushion. Got 3 riders heading to the first corner together. Fizzle, Seymour, and Caber. That is 6, 7, 8 on the leaderboard. Not too far behind them is Biggie. And then Cloud back to the 10 spot. Oh, Seymour just went down. Yeah, he looped out twice and went down. So here comes Parker trying to close this gap down for the final transfer spot. And we are on 2 to go, correct?
Yeah, 2 laps to go.
So can Parker make a last-ditch effort on Seymour here with these 2 laps remaining? Shout out to Slow and 156 for the follow. And here comes Parker on the big uphill triple. We also got Caber, who just went down going the other way, so that's going to allow a few more other guys to get by. Who do you want to be in this situation? Oh, I was just about to say, Parker. Oh,
just cuts it.
Yeah, just cuts the track to get back into the battle. Well, I was going to ask you, Talon, who do you want to be in this situation? Do you want to be Parker and following and seeing where you could make a pass, or do you want to try to be defending this final transfer spot like Seymour?
I would probably prefer to be Parker instead of having to constantly look over my shoulder to see if he's diving down the inside. Just follow his lines. If I am Parker, I believe being behind him for so long, you can figure out where you're faster than him at and give yourself a better shot at making that pass as quickly as possible.
Definitely trying to get a little bit of height here so we can see these guys on the other side of the track. Ooh, a couple guys down before the leap. That's Fizzle and Biggie, who are both down together.
Oh, he still sent it.
Oh, and he's short. He doesn't crash. Biggie does crash. So Seymour gets a free couple of spots, and now Parker is in a transfer spot. Biggie is not, as the white flag waves.
Yeah, Parker is, but he did get that massive amounts of cuts due to that track. Oh, and Fizzle tucks the front end there.
Loops it back around, loses another position as Biggie right there behind Parker.
And Fizzle collided with Quizzy, so Quizzy is now outside looking in.
Yeah, so your final transfer spot, believe, is Biggie right after everything just transpired, and Parker just went down. He is going to get going as Quizzy gets to the corner. Quizzy gets the spot for the time being, but it is on for this final transfer spot.
Last lap. See what Parker gives him. He must know he has those cuts, so he's got to have some leeway after he makes the pass if he can get it done.
Parker is just tucked up right behind him, hoping for a mistake.
Ooh,
and it goes out for him instead. Well, right up front, as that happens, Ryder crosses the finish line. He is taking the win in the B final. He's going to the main event, or the A main. Coming across in second, Dirteen gets all the way to the 2 spot. Well done for the pin performance ride. So he crosses the line in P2. Little Mitch loses it, looks like, on that last lap. Dizzle, he'll cross the line in the 4 spot. And did Cloud really get all the way up into 5th? He did. So Cloud charging forward after a wild race in this one. Gets up to the 5 spot. It's 6th for Caber. 7th.
Biggie goes over the berm.
For Potsy. 8th for
Larocco's.
Frankenstein. And so we got Seymour coming to the line with Quizzy. And yeah, looks like Biggie is not going to get in there. So Quizzy goes through by the looks of it. And so does Biggie, actually. Okay, so I had it off. Biggie goes through in 10th. AJ and Parker just miss out. They cross the line almost simultaneously. But Biggie does get that final transfer spot. We got Fizzle front flipping over the line. So these guys did not make it. Billy K, we didn't see him much this moto. Ends up 14th. We'll wait for everybody else to cross. Anchorman. Quite a wild race, though. That was good fun for that final transfer spot for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Mertens, he is headed home early tonight with the 16th place in this one. JM328 also heading home. And then Oftedal, who was up there, ends up outside looking in 18th. Bishop. And then Wrecked, Dev, Frankenstein, Bardley, Donovan all retired from this one. There's Oftedal. And we'll wait for Bishop to cross the line. Quick shout out to Nathan4114 for the follow. Appreciate everyone with that follow train early on. And Bishop about to bring it home. Quizzy stopping by the chat. Let's out a big let's go. And he should. He has made it through. Skin of his teeth in 9th in this one, but he is going to the motos. Well, that was certainly a lot of fun. And Bishop is wondering what happened out there. Can't believe it. And disconnects. All right, so I assume we are heading to the A main server next, correct?
Yeah. Just got to get everybody who's transferred in onto the whitelist sheet, and then we should be good to go.
All right, sounds good. We'll jump back into our intermission screen and head on over. But again, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight so far. A lot of first-time chatters and follows so far. Pla redeemed Hydrate earlier on, so we'll keep him honest with that one. And we will wait for the A mains to be set up. I'm having a blast, King Rider. This is awesome. This is really fun to be able to stream these races. It's a little bit different having to do the follow cam and the drone cam that whole time. We can maybe switch up a few cams in this moto, but it's also fun being able to kind of see where you guys go on the racetrack and follow the lines as well, because that's something that in Sim we don't always get a chance to see unless we do a follow cam as well. I'm having a blast. Are you having fun, Talon? That's what really matters.
Oh, yeah. Definitely having fun. It's definitely stressful running it all, but watching the race and watching everybody have a good time racing it, it's always fun.
Yep, absolutely. It's always good to see the camaraderie afterwards, too. People stoked for each other after some good battles. And yeah, so coming up, we have 2 motos and 30 riders in those motos. The 10 riders that we just saw transfer from those B main event will now race the A main event riders who already qualified their way in. 30 riders going 2 motos for 20 minutes plus 2 laps. I guess I will ask right now beforehand, is there anything I need to do to make sure that that display pops up on the overlay? Like
For the time?
Yeah.
I believe that might have been something that I forgot to send you. whenever
Okay.
I was giving you that overlay.
If that is the case, then what I can do is, well, yeah, let me do something on my end here that I can do. And we'll just make sure this is set up. And then we'll go back to here. And we'll just move this guy right over there. And at least we will have a timer up in the top. So when I hear these bikes revving up, we'll turn that timer on. And we'll also transfer this over to Moto 1 and go back to intermission. Wow, 76 people watching. Love to see everyone showing up here tonight. Whoops, pressed the wrong one. Wanted that. I am a fan of the factory bikes, and that's mostly because my skill level is lacking in this game. But also, it's nice to see the effort put in by different people to make this game like just better than the base. Nothing to discredit all the work that Puboso has done, but the same thing with Sim, where the modding community kind of took things to another level with all the bikes and stuff that you can use. I feel the same thing about what the mod community does in bikes. The fact that we have the OEM bikes or the factory bikes that are wildly different to play, and I feel like kind of make the game a lot more playable in some respect as well. I think they deserve a lot of credit for making a game completely different for a lot of people to play. So shout out to them for show. I see where you're trying to go, Corbin, and say that I like bikes better than Sim, but shh. I raced professionally in Sim for 6 years and have been streaming the races for over a decade. You're going to be pretty hard pressed to have me say something negative about Sim. But I love bikes too. That's why I'm here. I love streaming these events regardless of what kind of race it is. That's why I even stream the Supercross game races sometimes. So chill out, people. It's okay.
Yeah. I like both games. Sim was just the first like actual simulator game that I found, so it always has a special place for me.
Absolutely. All right, loading up into the A main, and now we get to see the heavy hitters. York's trying to win a title here tonight, but also Aqua, who is can we say Aqua is in the midst of a perfect season because he has the races he hasn't been at. Nothing, Yeah, he's one for one.
He's won both motos, yeah. Won both motos he's raced,
So can Aqua keep the streak alive and not lose a moto? Well, Yorks tries to go for a title after being our fastest qualifier. D-Mills was fast here tonight, and we got a whole host of other talented MXB players ready to do battle. Talon, you know these guys a little bit better than I do, having seen them race so far. Do you have someone that you think is going to win tonight for sure, though?
Gosh, that's tough to tell because there's a lot more heavy hitters that showed up this week. So... if I have to pick somebody, I would have to go with Yorks. I would have to go with Yorks.
He's going with Yorks. He's playing the favoritism for the man that is leading the championship. But I respect it. I don't have any clue who is going to be the fastest here tonight, but I do know we're going to yell dualies a few times, and we are going to have a great race to watch as well. So absolutely. King Rider thinks he's going straight from the LCQ to win in the main. We'll see if that happens tonight. And Brock W also asked, how come I don't commentate the ARL races? And Travis hit it on the head. I don't want to step on Navo's toes whatsoever. He has done a great job with his broadcasting and getting that series to where it is with what he's done. So all the credit to him. He deserves to stream those races and continue to. But I also would love to stream some stuff too. So that's why I'm here. All right, let's hit up the game. Oops. All right, let's go take a look at all these guys we got back here and see how many skins I got as well, because I downloaded a lot of stuff. It's like I got Maplar stuff, maybe. All right, we got a Jack Daniels Triumph right here with the 29s on it. That's my bike right there. Seymour, Lil Mitch, don't have their stuff. Got a Red Bull helmet though. Oh, we got some gear. Seawalks gear. I don't have his bike though, unfortunately. And we got a sweet looking FXR Honda right here. That's a nice one. Nice Suzuki. RM Army, baby.
Yeah. A lot of Suzuki riders.
Yeah, everyone loving the Suzukis in this pack. There is York's red plate holder. So is he actually number 29? Let's check the back. He is. Boom. I know he's giving me the what for, like, hey, you don't know what my number actually is.
Oh yeah.
Everyone out here popping their wheelies, having a good time. And there's Aqua. Got his bike. I don't know why his gear didn't load. I definitely downloaded it, so apologize for that. Jesse, ETO GCI 259 machine. These are some heavy Suzukis. I very much approve.
Oh yeah.
Novero. Kickstar life for sure.
Oh yeah. A lot more Triumphs in this one than there were in the B main.
Yeah, how many we got? I know we counted. There's one across there, the 284.
Let's see.
We have York's on the Triumph, right? Potsy also on the Triumph.
I believe there's 6.
6 on the Triumphs.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are going nutty.
I know York's our points leader is on one, so.
Oh, there we go. Making sure my game doesn't crash. Who's sitting by the line? Oh, Bobin.
Ooh, a fast pro. I think he's a 250 rider, if I'm not mistaken, in the pro scene.
Maplar's Moto Mart kit goes heavy. I dig it.
Yeah, he is 4th in points coming into tonight, so.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Dolan's here. My old teammate. Dylan Cavacciuti.
Oh yeah.
He's rocking the 284 still. A lot of guys with the Triumph skins already. That's a quick turnaround, is it not? Didn't they just come out yesterday?
It's all like mainly the system decal guys.
Oh, okay.
They make it. I don't think they have the PSD released yet, but I just know that those skins came with the bike.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, they haven't dropped the PSD yet for people to create skins.
Burrito says
because I was looking.
Burrito said that Moto's joining. Don't go yet. So I don't know what that means, but
I believe we're waiting on one more person.
Yeah. So it's Tyler J who we got the 18 on that Honda. Clean look.
Oh yeah.
These people are just absolutely pinned in the pits doing wheelies right now.
Oh yeah, that is the thing in in the races. Everybody tries to do wheelies, stoppies, punning people across the track. There's everything in the pits before races.
Let's see.
Yeah. I do think York's is gonna win. If I had to pick a dark horse coming out of nowhere, I don't know. Either Tyler J or Chase are the two people that I'd probably pick.
All right.
For those.
Noted.
I would pick Cam, but he was messing with his settings, his direct lean stuff, so he's still figuring that out. And I was watching him in our call earlier. He was putting down laps, but he couldn't get up there consistently, so that's the only reason I'm not picking him.
Trying to remember my hotkeys here. See if I can figure this out.
Yeah. Anybody you want to take a guess at for the whole shot?
Let me think. I'm gonna go. Man, I don't know. Let me look around a little bit here. I mean, I feel like Yorks is the easy pick, but I don't know if he's a whole shot maestro.
He's definitely up there, but I don't think he rarely gets the whole shot. One person that got a lot of them was Jackie Moon, but he is not racing with us for the remainder of the season. So
got no Jackie Moon.
No.
I'm gonna go Tyler J.
Tyler J. I'm gonna go with Ryder since he got that whole shot in the B main. See if he can pull it off 2 for 2.
All right, we'll see who's closer.
Oh yeah. See who gets punted across the across the fields.
Well, if that B final first turn is any indication, there's gonna be a lot of people punted.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I think I've only seen one race that is like been clean the entire time that I played this game.
All right.
Oh, and York's got the far inside gate.
Oh boy.
So he might be getting it with Aqua and D-Mills and Chase. Dang, all the heavy hitters going farthest inside that they can.
Yeah, look at that. York's up there. We got to get the names. Yeah. There we go.
York's, Aqua, D-Mills, Cam, Tyler J, Finn, Liposek, Bobin, Rock W, Benny, Seawalk, Trogman, Jesse, Maplar. Bunch of fast guys all going for the inside of the doghouse.
There you go. Can you give me a rough countdown of how long we got here?
15 seconds. About 10 maybe now.
All right. I'll pull that up right now. So at least we have a timer.
We got Quizzy on the far outside. Dizzle second to the farthest outside. So looks like all the B main guys chose outside and everybody else chose inside.
All right, here we go, folks. Moto 1 set and ready to go. The revs are up. And the gate is long hold, but it is finally down as we are launching into turn number 1. Looks like Cam got to the corner first on the 9. He's going to push people wide, but cutting up the inside is Liposek, but I think he went down before they got to the line. Yorks and Tyler J side by side into the second corner, but Liposek made it. So there was a bit of a hiccup there. It looked like Liposek went down, but Yorks is right with him. Tyler J right in tow. And Liposek gets the whole shot. You also got Finn right up in the mix. York's trying to go for the lead right away. Trogman also there. Aqua with a good start in the 6th spot. So these guys disappear up at the top of the hill.
Exactly the start that Tyler needed if he wanted to get close to that second in points. And York's, like I said, definitely a top 5 starter. Not always getting the whole shot, but he's always up there at the beginning of the motos.
He's right there on Liposek, and Tyler J is going right with these guys. It is nose to tail as we head into the back section here. How long is York's going to wait on Liposek to try to make a pass as they throw absolutely thick dualies going into the rollers here? Let's head over that way and try to get to the other side before they get to the leap. You can see just in the middle of your screen there how close it is. And, oh, an inside move almost worked for York's. So let's see what happens as we head to the leap. And Liposek just keeps...
Oh, Aqua was trying to hit an inside move on Tyler for 3rd. And tucks the front end, and it looks like he takes D-Mills down with him right before LaRocco's leap.
Oh, tough break for those guys, but it's side by side over the finish line jump to complete lap number 1. York's working on Liposec for the lead. These guys are absolutely hauling. Is there any way to go faster to get to a different section in the free cam? Because I'm just putting along right now.
If you zoom out, it definitely moves a little faster. At least it feels like the camera does. But other than that, not really.
All right. Well, we'll stay a little bit more middle of the track and try to keep track of these guys.
Liposec, before he left the series, just taking a little break, he was definitely starting to get forward, get better results. He got a third at one race, and the next one, I believe he was battling for first and second. So definitely has the pace now than he did at the beginning of the season, and he's showing that he deserves to be up front with these guys.
These guys just got far enough away. They kind of disappeared at the top of the hill for me, but they are back, and it is still so close at the front right here as Liposec and York's absolutely throwing down. They have a little bit of a gap now on Tyler J, and Tyler J has got Finn of the System Decal program all up his tail feathers. So we got two separate battles going on the screen right here. You can see our leaders, Liposec dealing with the pressure from York's, but it looks like even a little bit of a mistake right there for Finn. Opens up the gap now for Tyler J.
And he's got Chase and Aqua behind him. Two really good qualifiers put in. I think they were third and fourth in qualifying. So, they could run hot laps up here to catch these two.
So Liposec takes us into the leap. It looks like that battle for third is heating up again. Tyler J and Finn side by side heading up to Larocco's leap. Doolies. And Jay hangs on as they head towards the finish line jump. We are right on top of these guys now. We switch back to the first turn complex and see our two leaders coming in right there. Liposec and York's going at it. All right.
Everybody's battling in groups of twos here.
I know. It's like two together and then a bit of a gap. Looks like
Tyler tucks the front end, so Finn is able to go into third.
Yeah, Tyler J went down. Battle for the lead still on. York's down though. He looked like he tried to scrub that double jump and it just pitched him the wrong way. He ends up on the ground. He's definitely going to lose one spot, may lose two as he get that uphill triple. He cases it a little bit, and now he's got Chase and Aqua right there with him trying to split the difference.
Liposec has some breathing room out front.
Yep.
Able to hopefully set into a pace and pull away from the rest of the group.
Yeah, that allowed Finn to go by into the two spots. So it's now York's from Chase, Aqua, and Tyler J. 3, 4, 5, 6 nose to tail here. And not too far behind them either is Cam. So Cam is making some progress. I think he maybe was part of that chaos in the first turn. And he's trying to pick himself up from that as we look at our leaders over here. And like you said, Liposec has that bit of an advantage now. But Finn is coming. Finn is not letting him go. And now Chase alongside York's through the sand rollers.
Yeah, Aqua was trying to push him as well, and he ended up tucking the front end a little bit a couple corners ago. So at least he's trying to check out from Tyler and try to catch up to Liposec and Finn.
York scrubbing down the leap with Chase right in tow. Tyler J throwing oppo whips. He's got Cam right behind him. Couple MXB mods, FXR backed teammates in the 5 and 6 spots. So York's not really getting away from Chase here as we go through the first couple of corners. There's our two leaders, still Liposec and Finn. Then here comes York's with Chase, quite literally chasing him. And then not too far back there for Cam and Tyler J, but Tyler J just ahead of him. And then also right there in the mix is D-Mills. So D-Mills, I think like you said, he was also down in the first turn melee. So a couple guys just starting to peek their nose up here towards the front after all that chaos at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have a change for the lead. We have a change for the lead. Finn is out front coming out of the top section. Did not see if Liposec went down, but Finn is now leading this race. Liposec falls back to second, and it seems like this battle behind them is really the battle on the move because York's is flying, but Chase is coming with them, and now Tyler J is closed up to the back of them, and they are still not too far behind our leaders, as you can see from this overhead shot.
Starting to create a whole train to catch up to Liposec and Finn out front.
So,
Liposec, another mistake, goes off track, so allows this group to get closer.
Yeah, here comes York's. York's bringing Chase with him. And then that's Cam right there with D-Mills. So they have gotten around Tyler J. I don't know if he went down. Aqua is right behind them as well. This is a good little mix of some really fast riders, but it is Finn now checking in with the race lead ahead of them.
And D-Mills actually tucked the front end before Larocco, so he went down again, losing more time.
Man, shout out to Chase here. BCP-backed Honda all over Yorks through the first turn complex, and they're starting to catch back up to Liposek after those mistakes. I'm going to try to get down just a little bit lower to the ground so we can see.
Chase missed the rut there. Lost some time on Yorks.
Liposek and Yorks now set to fight it out for the 2 spot. Great inside move for Yorks, but again, a little bit sideways on exit. That's what cost him earlier. He went over the bars heading up this triple, and now he's just going to tail Liposek at the top of the track. Oh, Liposek down. Oh. Hit the off-camber turn way too hard, and he goes flying. Going to lose 2 spots for sure. And then Cam goes down in the same spot. So Tyler J goes by. Aqua also sneaks by Cam. And then that was Liposek now getting up, I think, in the 4th spot. I think Chase and Yorks both went by him, and yes, they did.
Like we were talking about. Oh, and Aqua tucks the front end as well. But where Cam and Liposek both went down, we were talking about how these corners could come up and bite you if you try to push too hard. And those two were great examples to show just what can happen so quickly if you try to push it a little too hard.
All right, so there is our leader, Finn, hitting the leap. We'll slide back to the 2 spot and see it is now Yorks moving into that position with Chase, who just went down in the corner before the leap. He's trying to get it turned around. Liposek is going to go by. Tyler J is now right in tow, trying to get by him as well. And this is your battle for 4th. Tyler J going to go by. Chase slips back to 5th. And then Cam tailing up behind them. And this still feels really close with how on top of each other these guys still are. It's certainly close behind our 2 leaders. Finn and Yorks have a little bit of breathing room, but then Liposek, Tyler J, and Chase are almost nose to tail. Chase definitely on Tyler J, but a small mistake right there. Then Cam, D-Mills, Aqua. A mistake for D-Mills. Aqua's going to pull up alongside. Let's see if he can get the line down the drop-off. He will to the outside, turns into the inside. He makes that pass stick on D-Mills, and he has moved his way up into the 7th spot.
Yeah, it's all just one big, long train of riders all the way from 3rd, pretty much down to 9th where Trogman is. Any mistake from any of these guys can easily drop them couple places.
Yeah, Trogman right there behind D-Mills. And then, like you said, there's that big gap behind. The top 9 have set sail on the rest of the field. But Benny of the AEO program has EJ right behind him, and they are in a heated battle for the 10 spot, trying to pick up some good points here today. Back up the road just a little bit. Liposek has Tyler J breathing down his neck for the 3rd place position. Chase falling back a little bit into the clutches with Cam right in tow.
Finn's starting to get into some lappers. Still got 10 minutes left in this moto.
Oh, off the track goes Liposek. So Tyler J goes by, and Liposek a mistake. Gonna get jumped over by Chase. And Chase now moves into 4th. And then Cam, Aqua, and D-Mills are right behind these guys. So Liposek has got to take a deep breath after leading early on. Now starting to have things come at him a little bit fast, and he is going to slide all the way back to the 5 spot now. But it's Finn taking off with this thing, man.
The road might be messing with some of them, having them have to change lines mid-moto. Something that maybe they're not used to compared to hitting the hot lines, and definitely costing them a couple tenths, maybe seconds if they miss those ruts.
Yeah, Finn already into a little bit of lap traffic out front, so we'll keep an eye on if that situation gets a little bit dicey for him. He's coming up to 13, and he already worked his way around a Honda rider back here. I don't see him anymore. Maybe crash. There he is. That is a BC 282, but a pretty hefty gap back to Yorks, who's coming down the off-camber. And Tyler J looks like he's fired up to go after Yorks. Let's see if we can do just a slight bit of onboard action. I know it's not the best.
Yeah. One thing I would like to point out, so Jesse, who is 5th in points, D-Mills is 6th. I think they got a 9-point difference, but D-Mills is in 5th, and Jesse is all the way down in 24th place right now.
Oh boy. So here it is, Tyler J. Not too far up the road of him is Yorks, and this is going to be a battle for the 2 spot. Up close and personal, though, you see just how fast these guys are hitting these corners, even though it's a little bumpy.
Oh.
Jeez. Tyler J sending it. And he did gain about a half a second that last time by on Yorks. So a 15-second lead for Finn. Yeah. But behind that, it is anybody's guess. You got still 7 riders separated by 14 seconds behind that. And we are well past the halfway point of this moto with about 7.5 minutes left to go.
Yeah. Like I said, Finn, the 250 master, as many people like to call him, really showing just how fast he can be on these bikes.
Whoa! Doomslayer gifting 2 tier 1 subs to Del Red 9 and Static Triggers, so shout out to Doomslayer.
If you want to go on to Finn real quick, as I was saying, Jesse is 5th in points, and he is just coming up to being lapped by Finn.
Wow.
And yeah, Jesse, 26th place, where the other person who's battling for 5th is all the way up in 5th, so definitely a huge swing for D-Mills to get back into 5th place in his points in the championship.
Yep, there he is. Jesse on the left side of the track right there. 27th place, so no points even coming his way either. Not the way you want things to go, but Finn out here is cruising. Well, did you expect this out of Finn?
I definitely expected him to be up here, but not beating our points leader by 16 seconds. I definitely thought it would be a lot closer than that, but said Finn is a 250 master. Loves riding these things and really proves just how much time he puts into them.
No question about it. He is cruising. There's Jesse, who, like we said, just got lapped. There's more lap traffic. You have to go a ways back to find Yorks going through the first turn complex right there. And Tyler J now about 6 seconds behind him. So that battle we were expecting
Yorks went over the berm. So Tyler J is going to move into 2nd.
Yep, Tyler J is by. And just back behind them, Chase and D-Mills still going at it. Let's try to head over to the middle of the track once again so we can check things out.
Side by side. Different lines here.
Oh, it's just painfully slow getting to the middle of the track here.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. All right. Yeah, back to that
sand wall jump. I'm noticing that. So Tyler J, Finn, definitely a couple others, Aqua, were definitely tripling on that outside, but I haven't seen Yorks do it even when he does take the outside, so that's definitely costing him a little bit of time there. He's definitely scrubbing it, which did cost him earlier as he collides with the lapper Seymour there just a little bit.
Just saw D-Mills get by Chase, and Chase just made another mistake. Aqua and Liposec both going to get by him now as well. So Chase goes from 4th to 7th in the span of 3 corners.
It was such a small mistake, too. Just shows the pace that these guys are running. Aqua takes the line from Liposec.
Liposec and Chase still going at it as they head towards this tabletop. And like you said, just up the road, still pretty tight between Yorks and Tyler J. As they continue to weave through some of that lap traffic. Yorks throwing it on the leap, coming our way towards the finish line jump. Get back more in the middle of the track so I'm not constantly doing this.
Been really looking to take that 1-1, as you noted at earlier.
Yeah, he is
23 seconds.
Cruise control at this point, especially this late in the race. Only a few minutes left before that clock expires. Just hitting his marks at this point.
I don't know if you saw that in that second turn. York's getting a little kicked by the ruts, and you saw Tyler J take the inside. So this road is definitely starting to mess with them, and you can see him starting to take those different lines, trying to avoid it and try to stay clean for the rest of this moto and stay up.
Yeah, I feel like even from this camera mode, you can still see just how dark some of the main lines are, which certainly shows that those lines are getting a little bit more used than the other ones. You're starting to see guys bump around a little bit in them as well. And Yorks, I should say, trying to work through lap traffic, and Tyler J wanting to close that gap down. We only have 3 minutes left on the clock before time expires. And York's on his way to probably clinching this championship tonight, but he would certainly like to win the overall as well. And he may not win this moto, but getting at least a second place in this one will at least help the case so that he can come back in Moto 2 firing.
Like I said, Yorks definitely has what it takes. But it all depends on how well of a start Finn does and how quickly he can move through the pack if he does get a bad start.
Got Chase and D Mills going at it for fourth. It looks like Chase maybe just got by him as Mills was ahead at the last split checkpoint. But as they come to the finish line jump now, Chase is going to move back into fourth place. And it's still pretty close. He's got D Mills right there. Then Aqua and Cam pretty much nose to tail with these guys, only separated by about 4 seconds. And there they all are going into the first turn together. You can just see, almost throw a blanket over a few of them.
Well, there's some lappers down in front of them.
13 just getting up.
Quick work.
Yep. So there goes Chase, D Mills.
Looks like Tyler got right on the back of Yorks there, coming up to that step-up triple. But York's able to pull back ahead.
Yep. Seeing York's coming down the hill right there. And yeah, Tyler J is keeping him honest. This is going to be a battle all the way to the finish, it looks like. So they work their way up into the sweeper.
Yeah. One thing I would like to point out about Finn, definitely his riding style is...
Oh, Tyler J down.
Oh, and there it goes. Applying all that pressure, all that speed, definitely probably cost him with more road. And yeah, just that pace, it's so hard to keep up for the full 20 minutes of a moto.
Yeah, Tyler J looks like he maybe caught something on the inside, right? And he's down again. Yeah, bouncing into that corner, really catching him out. So as he loses more time, he's got to be careful because here comes Chase and D-Mills not too far behind that.
Yeah.
And a couple other guys going down on the leap just up the road of this. Wait a minute. Tyler J is now behind Chase and D-Mills as they go around Caber. And
that one mistake, and it just opened everything up on Tyler, and he's just making mistake after mistake in every corner.
Chase has a bit of penalties because on corrected time, D-Mills is third. But it's very close.
Watch out for the... All right. Because I was going to point out about Finn, his riding style, he stands up pretty much everywhere. So that could be helping him through all these ruts and everything. You know, less of a chance of crashing and all that. That could be why he has that 25-second gap over Yorks and the rest of the field.
A little bit lower to the ground. Get back to that battle. Chase and D-Mills just going at it for the final spot on the podium. D-Mills is hanging off the back of that bike, just saying, come on, get me there. But Chase holding steady. D-Mills misses the rut, and here comes Tyler J.
Yeah, Chase definitely does have that 1 or 2 second penalty, so it's only 1/10 ahead is what D-Mills is with that penalty, so...
Yeah, it is so close. So I'm guessing it looks like maybe Tyler J has a little bit of penalties as well. Because he's pretty close to them.
Lappers.
Yeah, we got Maplar and Potsy mixed up here. Tyler J to the inside on D-Mills. Doesn't quite work, but he is right there. But it does look like he has about 4 seconds or something of penalties because he's 4 seconds behind on corrected time.
Yeah.
He's right on D-Mills.
And D-Mills getting into problems with those lappers definitely made him lose some time on Chase. So now Chase is ahead of him on cuts, but only by 5/10.
Ooh, Tyler J landing off the track after the finish line. That'll cost him some time. How far back do we have to the next guy? Well, Cam just went down coming to the finish line in a pretty peculiar spot, and he goes down again. And jumping over him is Aqua, and here comes Trogman as they work through more lap traffic. So the battles continue to rage through the field. We've got Dolan in 14th. He's a lap down, so that's how much Finn has accomplished so far. We'll kind of work our way backwards then. So we see Liposek, and there's Dertine a lap down. We got to wait a little bit till we see Benny. I think this is him coming to the finish line. Yep. The AEO machine right there. He is in the 10 spot. It's got Brock W right behind him. And then C Moore has C Walk trying to come up and lap him, the AEO FXR ride. There's Corbin right on him, so a good battle still brewing there for 12th. And then Dolan is lapped down. So there is Finn coming to the line right now, and time has expired.
Last lap now.
Yep. 1 lap to go for Finn. 30-second lead. Well, as close...
Daniels and Chase still battling back here.
I was going to say, as close as the competition has been, it's actually kind of remarkable that Finn has gotten the lead that he has. Just putting in the work on this racetrack. But you're right, this Chase D-Mills battle is bonkers still for the 3 spot, and it's really down to the 2 of them. Tyler J is a pretty good distance back at this point in time. Oh, D-Mills bounced off that outside run a little bit weird, and Chase got a good scrub down on the finish line jump. Mills still has it on corrective time by a good little margin, so Chase is going to need to get him and then some. Oh, just right around the outside in the first turn. Couldn't make it work. They both go to the outside in the second turn, and Chase is off the track. Gonna get it going again, but lost a little bit more time. And again, if you're D-Mills, you could even let him go and still get third if you just stick right on him.
Yeah. I don't know if D-Mills run max head, so I don't even know if he knew that Chase went over that berm as he's trying to work his way through some lap traffic here.
Yeah, little Mitch trying to get out of the way. BC 282 also in the mix. And then Cloud. So we're seeing some of our B final riders getting put a lap down here, but I assume not too far away now at this point in time. Our leader should be coming to the flag here. There he is, Finn over Larocco's leap on the final lap, in and out of the final couple of corners, and what a dominating performance it was. Finn takes Moto number 1 here at RedBud. Gotta wait a long time for second. There's Yorks.
And Chase is back on the rear fender of D-Mills now, coming up to the end of the sand section before Larocco's.
Mills with a great inside line, defends it. Chase has got to do something last-ditch effort to make this work. They're going to funnel into that same middle rut. Chase, rear end popped out just a tiny bit. Yorks crosses the line in second. Mills almost gets into Jesse, who is crashing. But it is going to be D-Mills who survives. He will finish on the podium in Moto 1. You got Chase right behind him. Cloud a lap down. Jesse a lap down. And then Tyler J rounding out our top 5. What a finish that was.
Ooh, I don't know if you saw, but Chase threw it dirty over the Rocco's leap. Right behind D-Mills, trying to stay as low as possible. Didn't work out, but definitely looked really cool.
Did not quite catch that because I was trying to look at the Jesse crashing in front of D-Mills, but close one. How about Trogman getting all the way to 6th? He was able to get Aqua there just at the flag.
6th.
Cam crosses the line in the 8th spot. There's Maplar a lap down. He ends up 21st. And Liposek 9th with, looks like Benny and Brock W still on the lead lap. It's 13, and there is Benny who rounds out the top 10. And we wait for Brock W in 11th. I'd imagine Seawalk got put a lap down. Yes, he did. Or maybe he did not finish, but Corbin, first guy a lap down in the 12 spot. So unofficially, by the looks of it, Finn from Yorks, D-Mills, Chase, Tyler J, Trogman, Aqua, Cam, Liposek, Benny, Brock W, Corbin, Seawalk, Dolan, Ryder, Moto Life, Cloud, Jesse, Lil Mitch, and Potsy in the points in this one. And York's now on the doorstep of clinching this championship, which he pretty much just needs to start the second moto to do.
Yeah, he's with that second place, he's now 56 points out of Rax. Going into the second moto.
So essentially, Rax not starting the second moto seals the deal, but of course, we'll call it as it comes. And pretty good first moto there. Good battles throughout the mid-pack. Finn got away a little bit, but could throw a blanket over a lot of those guys for much of that race. And your winner, Finn, just hanging out over here.
But yeah, Jesse 5th in points before this, getting 18th, and D-Mill's getting 3rd. So now D-Mill's hopped Jesse is now in your 5th place in points now, going into this Moto 2.
All right, so a little bit more moving around in this championship picture. Always good to see. We will shut that down right there and go back to our intermission screen for the time being. Good first moto, and shout out to a couple people mixed in there. Finn actually followed us right after he won that moto, so shout out Finn. Hamburger 142 also with the follow. And yeah, Doomslayer as well. He followed and then gifted 2 subs, so thank you. Appreciate that. And Hamburger also asked for Hydrate. So make sure that happens. Moto442 for the follow. Thank you so much. Everybody here, by the way, if you're just tuning in for the first time, be sure to support the AOMX people. Check out their Discord if you haven't already got it. You could hit me up and I'll link you to it, or you could also check it out at mymxb.com. Link it up over there. JPants87, thanks for the follow. Cam says, I think I may or may not have barked. All right. The barkage. All right, everyone's back in the pits waiting for Moto 2.
Yeah, I believe we normally do about 5-10 minutes, depending on how patient people are. Let's give them a little break, get rid of the thumb pump before Moto 2.
Little love for the factory bikes here, why not? The Jack Daniels Triumph, I love it. What are you getting in here for, Seawalk? You trying to steal some stream time?
Oh, Tyler.
Lost 15 seconds in one? What does that mean? Like turn one?
I think he means 1 lap.
Oh, okay. I can adjust speed on camera. How do I do that? That would be fantastic to know. Zooming in, zooming out, but I'm trying to catch these guys. They're cooking around this racetrack. Input 3 increase/decrease speed. I don't know what input 3 means, but
I think it's in your settings.
okay. Settings, input 3. Speed decrease. So I have to map this to my controller. I mean, I can use the auto cam, but it looks a little wonky. What if I just did like that? What that? Okay. Yeah, that's fine for now. All right, so how does this work? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's way better. I'm going to be cooking behind these guys now. Yeah, down the hill, over here. Do laps faster than them. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess after seeing one moto of racing, do you have any picks for Moto 2 Obviously, Finn looks pretty unstoppable going into it.
I think I'm going to go with that guy that just won by 30 seconds for Moto 2. He looked pretty good. But honestly, I feel like, you know, Tyler J, Yorks, even D-Mills, like even behind that, like Aqua, if they get a start and put in more consistent laps, I feel like they could do it. Feel like they have the speed at least in one lap to beat Finn. So I don't know. We'll see. Hey, shout out System Decal, resubbed. Second month. Says, cheers for giving the bikes a fair shot at the spotlight, Kellen. Means a lot to us, mate. It's awesome racing to watch. Hey, again, to me, I'm just a simple messenger. You guys are the ones doing all the hard work behind the scenes to make this game as fun as it is. So shout out to you, good sir, for what you guys do and everything you guys have done with these bikes so far. And excited to see the final. Instead of the final test, we'll have the final E10 bikes. Hey, Burrito MXB as well. Shout out to you for the sub. Really appreciate it, man. Love the support. Seen you've been super active in chat, so thanks, buddy. Yeah, so I can tap them to slow and then increase. But then, yeah, I can do the auto cams too, which... maybe we'll do a little bit of the auto cams this moto. Just got to remember how to switch players. There we go. Oh, he's going into our living rooms.
Just flying around the track, looking at all the ruts that they're dealing with through all the corners and braking bumps.
The thing about the auto cam that just, like, I feel like even visually for you guys watching, you would hate, is that it's just constantly doing this, like, jittery motion.
Yeah.
Go to track cams, not auto. We're like way far away over here. All right, let's get back into the live stream screen. Can you give me a countdown when we're like 10 out?
Yeah.
Okay. And not a countdown, but just let me know when we're 10 out. Why is it not in free roam? Go to free roam. All right, so it looks like kind of similar setup. York's far inside. It's got Aqua right next to him.
At 10 now.
All right, 10 now, so I can put that on the stream, and we'll get pretty close, I feel like.
Dolan decided to move outside instead of inside for this start.
All right, we'll see who comes out the best from this. This is going to be a barn burner into turn number 1. Moto 2, folks. Are you ready for it? We're ready for it. Let's go! Looks like D-Mill's got the jump into the first corner. He's going to swing in. Couple guys cut the first corner coming in, and there's a big hit. Finn comes out with the whole shot. D-Mill's right behind him in second. We got Seawalk with a good start. Seymour also up here. Cam with a good jump. Dolan's bike comes from the other side of the track. Almost hits a few guys. And then Cam going down on the downhill. Almost crashed. That was a close one. But Finn, early lead. D-Mill's coming with him. This could be trouble for the rest of the field, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely not what Yorks or D-Mills or anybody wanted to see if they were trying to get this overall win. Definitely the fastest person last moto getting that whole shot. I know me as a racer would not want to see that early.
So Finn working through the ruts right here on lap number 1. D-Mills right in tow behind him. So you're going to work their way up into that top section. So we got Brock W with a good start. Seawalk also up in here. Seymour, not too many of our front runners. There's Aqua and Cam. Let's see, Tyler J and Yorks pretty much together through the midsection. Tyler J got hit by Yorks and went down. So Yorks coming through. We got Trogman also kind of in the mix. There's Chase coming down the hill, and then Tyler J getting back on. Trying to see if we had any like real big names that were way back here. But let's see what we got on the leap at the end of lap number 1 as they come up to hit it right now. Finn with the early lead. There's D-Mills in second. Brock W third. Seawalk right there in fourth. And then a pretty big gap back to Cam, who does a heel clicker on the first lap. Yorks, Trogman goes sideways. Jesse's upside down. We got guys side by side. Tyler J is pretty buried on this first lap. So is Chase. Got Dizzle bringing up kind of caboose back here by the looks of it, as everyone's still trying to figure it out on these opening laps. Let's head back to our leader, Finn, coming through this midsection right here and trying to put on a show for us by getting away from the rest of the pack. How about Brock W? Not too good of a first moto for him. He's all over D-Mills for the 2 spot. Good to see a turnaround for him.
Cam swapped out, ended up going down more towards the back of the field, so dropping even further down the order.
Oh, Brock W, just as I say some good stuff about him, yard sales and gets into our leader, Finn, who goes down. So we track the bike across the track, and D-Mills takes over the lead, but now D-Mills goes down. Oh, he rode the nose all the way into the corner, and back into the lead goes Finn. So we saw a small opportunity for something to happen right there, but Finn said, we'll just wait it out. D-Mills, he yard sales, and now Finn is back out front. Good gravy.
I was definitely looking at chat after that first moto. A lot of people talking about the road messing with them a little bit, maybe a little deep for all the riders. So that could have been what messed with D-Mills there going into that corner.
Well, there goes Finn with the lead. D-Mills right in tow behind him. Let's take a look back to see Seawalk now move up into the 3 spot, and then a host of riders. Trogman coming in. He goes flying off the track. So Corbin moves up. Yorks, Brock W, Cam. Trogman gets in right in front of Cam. You got Moto Life right in the mix as well, as these guys are fighting it out to the finish line, and Yorks makes a beautiful pass down the inside of Corbin. He moves his way up into looks like the 7 spot for Yorks now, as we're trying to track where these guys are through the first couple of corners. So Finn, D-Mills, 1, 2, and then that big gap. So let's see where it is. So York's actually in 3rd, but looks like maybe has some cuts already because it's listing him 7th. Brock W right in tow behind him. Cool to see these 3 lines being used on the first couple of laps, as the road is certainly deep. A couple guys in chat talking about that right now. Finn and D-Mills set to do battle. Now, the question I feel like I have for Finn here is, as the track gets gnarlier, the road is so deep, will Finn continue to just glide over this stuff no problem, or are we going to see a little bit more struggles? Like, I feel like Mills is starting to close that gap down again, actually, for a potential battle out front here.
York's got around Seawalk for 3rd in the back there, but yeah, definitely the road is definitely going to mess with some of these guys.
So Finn and D-Mills, nose to tail, little mistake for Finn. D-Mills has got a great drive up to the lead. Doolies. D-Mills, he thought about putting a nose in there, and then Finn went down. Oh my gosh, how did Finn not go down? Swapping completely sideways. D-Mills, I think, almost punted him back into position and makes the pass. Into the race lead he goes. Called that a little early. I thought Finn for sure was going down at the angle he was through that section.
We'll see them hit 2 different lines. Finn inside, D-Mills outside. I think Finn gained a little bit of time there by hitting that.
Yeah, this 2 completely different options at the bottom of the hill. Finn not even doing the double anymore, but then they both funnel to the inside right here. Huge notch in that rut right there. You can see them both bounce pretty hard. And Finn is not done whatsoever. Again, tossing dualies up the hill.
They got a huge gap to 3rd place.
Yeah, Yeah, they got 13 seconds on Yorks, who has third all to himself now. But here comes Finn. D-Mills kind of went off the track, and Finn is going to try to swoop the outside. D-Mills just rode defensive and didn't even actually touch a rut, I don't even think, in that corner. And Finn still couldn't make the pass. Doolies right into your living room.
Yeah, definitely what D-Mills did. Oh, little mistake from Finn and also D-Mills.
Yeah, they both made some pretty significant mistakes right there. So let's see who is going to get the drive up to this tabletop. Finn officially closes the lead off, but D-Mills is not done. He's going to try this inside line up to the leap, and he gets it pretty clean. Let's see if he gets him back. Still almost side by side as Finn lays it over heavy going up Laraco's leap. And now working our way to the finish line. There is Finn and D-Mills still going at it, scrubbing over the finish line jump. D-Mills right alongside of him, swooping into that middle line and cutting back across the rear end, kicks out just a little bit. And you just sense that something is going to have to give here soon with the way that these two are crisscrossing lines and such. But now Finn has some breathing room and has opened up that gap a little bit. Oh, but then he goes down. Hopped in those braking bumps and went over the bars. So D-Mills resumes as the race leader. And this gap is massive behind them. Here comes Yorks, though.
As you pointed out last lap, I believe, D-Mills avoiding the ruts. You tend to see that a lot when it comes to racing any road on this game. Just because it's a lot smoother and a lot easier to just hold the bike straight than getting into these deep ruts and having the possibility of your rear end kicking out on you.
So now D-Mills boasts a 3-second lead on Finn after everything just transpired right there. And I believe this was our top 3 riders in the first moto, was it not? Right?
Yeah,
Yorks was second, but different order, obviously. So
Finn would still get the overall here if this is how it finished.
Yep, 1-2 to 3-1. Yorks on a 2-3 as it runs. But still a lot of racing left, folks. We have more than half of this moto still to go. D-Mill's trying to put the hammer down. I feel like Yorks almost visually looks like he's closing on them. We'll have to see what the time suggests this time by, but Yorks is cooking right now. Someone let him cook, and he is moving. So D-Mills checks in out front. That gap is now 1.8. So Finn actually closed up on D-Mills. Let's see what the gap is to Yorks. It was 12.9, and it is 12.1. But it looks like maybe around 10 seconds. He has a few seconds of cuts, if I had to guess.
Yeah. One thing I would like to point out quickly, our 4th place finisher from Moto 1 is down in 14th Chase, having a bad Moto start to this one.
Yeah, rough go. Saw him in that mid-pack battle early on, and I think he's just been swallowed up by it a little bit. But Finn is coming back after D-Mills, and it's not going to be long before he might be alongside of him as he heads up to the top of the hill. Doolies again. These guys are tossing it right through that middle rut, completely wide open now coming down the hill. D-Mills bouncing. Finn down again. I just feel like that setup he's running right now may not be as good as it was in the first moto in these deep ruts. It's caught him out a couple times now.
Yeah. Definitely saw something in chat, and somebody pointed out that 1 through 4 is all on the system decal machine. So a team really showing out here. Putting these factory bikes to work.
Yep. They know these bikes in and out, so I think maybe have a slight advantage.
Slight advantage. Three of the 4 are also on the new Triumph as well.
Yeah, Finn holding it down for the Zoot crew. And I just feel like Yorks is that much closer. I know the time doesn't really suggest it, but I don't feel like that is 11 seconds between them. So D-Mills checks in out front.
Earlier, Yorks did have some cuts that was pushing him back from that 4th to 7th, I believe, in that battle. So that could also be affecting what it looks like compared to the time.
I counted 8 Mississippis, and it says a 10.7 gap, but I think it's closer than that. And Finn made another mistake on the finish line jump. So D-Mills, Finn, and Yorks pretty equidistant to each other, I feel like, at this point, too. Oh, Yorks almost got hit by Biggie.
Yeah, I went by the timer, and in real time, Yorks is only 5 seconds back from Finn.
Yeah, there you go. 10.7 is what it says. He's definitely going fastest of the three out front. Back to Trogman in fourth, 25 seconds down. Then Tyler J kind of closing up on him. He was 7 seconds back of Trogman, but I feel like that gap was not 7 anymore. It looks like maybe 2.
Definitely trying to spoil the system decal party up front.
So Trogman lays it over, and Tyler J following him in suit right there. Next in line, Brock W having a really strong moto. He is still in the 6th spot. Few second gap back to Seawalk. And then, yeah, a couple turnaround motos. Maplar, I don't even know was in the points in the first moto.
Yeah,
now 7th.
21st at Moto 1.
Yeah, there you go. So great ride for him. Corbin, another name we didn't talk about much, but he is also in the mix in that 9 spot. And then Chase, who, like you said, 4th in the first moto, now up into the top 10, got by Benny. But it's a long road ahead of him for Chase to try to even get into the top 5. He'd have to gain about 27 seconds to get there. Sounds like
doing that top 10 rundown. It looks like York's caught up within a couple seconds of Finn up front.
Yep, here is that battle just going over the finish line. That's the 2nd lap in a row. Finn's landed off the right side of the track on the finish line jump. And you can see D-Mills going into the 2nd corner just ahead of them. What's interesting about this is if Yorks gets Finn, that changes the overall into D-Mills' hands. It takes the overall away from Finn, puts him on a 1-3, D-Mills on a 3-1, puts him with the overall. Obviously, Yorks on Yorks on a 2-2 would still end up 3rd with the way that the scores would turn out. But it would flip the script a little bit for our overall winner. Not sure if D-Mills has anybody telling him that or if anybody's keeping track of it, but he's doing his best to continue to stretch that gap out front. 7.9 seconds for the SD Canvas MX backed number 595.
I definitely know for past interviews, he always says that him and Yorks are always in calls during this races, so they're probably talking to each other, trying to figure this math out.
So we'll follow Yorks just a little bit here and see. You can see just up the road of him what that gap looks like. A little mistake right there in that rut. You also get a really good view here at this point in time of what these ruts look like on this track. Pretty choppy with about 5 minutes and some change left to go. So as the track wears in even more, we're seeing a little bit more spread out in terms of the field not being too close together anymore, but you're also starting to see the real skill players shining through at the front of this one.
Yeah, Chase still slowly moving up. He's up to 9th now. So slowly calling his way back up the field.
Feel like Yorks maybe even lost a little bit of time that lap. We'll go find Chase real quick, check out his progress. To go all the way back here to see the 4th spot right there. There goes Trogman. Oh, casing the triple was Tyler J. And then Brock W coming through in now 6th. So Tyler J got back around Brock W by the looks of it. There is Seawalk crushing it on that inside line. Maplar, Corbin, and here comes Chase. So he's got a few guys right in front of him that he can make some quick passes on. And I feel like with how split up the field is, obviously Tyler J would probably beat him overall, but I still think Chase, even with a 410, could maybe end up 5th on the day.
I believe so.
Does have a little bit of cuts on Corbin just ahead of him. Says he's only a 10th down, but obviously it's not quite that. We got a rider down. That is Seawalk, and Maplar just went down trying to avoid him, and then Corbin went down getting into him. So that's a 2 for Chase, goes up to 8th easily, and now is not going to be too far behind Seawalk, and Seawalk just went down again as he flips off the inside of the track. So Chase up to 7th. See Brock W and Tyler J in the background battling it out in the off camber.
I believe Chase has to get up to Yeah, he has to get by Tyler J because Trogman got 6th Moto 1. So he would be in 4th overall right now, I believe, over Tyler J.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, Trogman kind of missed him there in 4th. Quiet race. Off the track goes Brock W. Here comes Tyler J. They almost touch. And Tyler J. looks like he made that pass work. So Tyler J. ahead of Brock W. coming through the rollers. You see Trogman going the other way. These guys are 20 seconds, though, behind the front 3 right now. And shout out to Snow the Small Prado for the follow. I apologize if I completely butchered that name. Tried my best. Tyler J looks like he has already left Brock W in the dust, though. So Brock W falling a little bit ways back. Let's head back up towards our front group here.
Looks like Finn has brought it down to 4 seconds behind D Mills.
Yeah, there's D Mills going into the off camber, and here comes Finn. So Finn is on the move.
Yeah.
Let's
back in, but he has 2 minutes plus 2 laps to get it done.
We'll take a look at the track cams for a little bit here and see how this kind of looks. I know it's going to be a little rough, but hopefully we get a good perspective of maybe Finn closing up. I'm sorry, Proto. Yeah, Finn can definitely see D Mills as they work their way through the sand section here. Kind of hopping through those bumps and a lot of lap traffic as well. Seymour gonna go a lap down. They just got by Dirtine, and there's more lappers in front of D Mills. So as quickly as it looked like we might see Finn get passed by Yorks, and that would have changed the overall into D Mills' favor, Finn has instead decided he's gonna run down D Mills and just try to take the moto sweep. D Mills a mistake, and over top goes Finn. It's a drag race into the corner after the finish line, and Finn shuts the door to make the pass stick. What a power move by our Moto 1 winner. And through that first turn complex, he has got D Mills still hanging off the back of the machine, but Finn is our leader again.
In the span of 2 laps, Finn went from 8 seconds down to leading by 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think he's found some good lines. I think that's really what's the difference maker. He's taken some alternate options to what D Mills is, but he also kind of looks like he's in qualifying mode, scrubbing everything. He's absolutely laid off the back of the bike through some of these corners as well. So maybe just decided, you know what, I might crash, but I'm going to go for it and see if I can't win this thing. D Mills not letting him go, though.
Finn might have even backed it down a little bit to help himself in these ruts instead of pushing it and risking that mistake. And just being consistent might have helped him catch up to D Mills out front.
Definitely these ruts are starting to wreak havoc just a little bit as Finn was really bouncing through some of those. Time is about to expire, so the 2-lap board will come out next time by for your race leader, Finn, and he's definitely made it a lot more interesting for us in the second moto. Was pretty far back, had to catch and pass D Mills again. Now he is flying with this race lead again. D Mills is about 2 seconds back by the looks of it. Curious of these lap times that Finn is putting down as well, because these are barn burners that he's laying in. So now the gap, D Mills just went down before the finish line jump, and that gap balloons out to a mammoth 4.7. Finn is just flying around this track, man. It's just bouncing into the corners. Look at all the different lines he's taken, too. That's really, I feel like, the difference maker. Going far inside right here. Not too many people deciding to roll and then single out of this guy.
Oh, D-Mills had another mistake, so Yorks is right there.
Let's go back to that situation and see what we get. Yeah, D-Mills has lost a ton of ground. So here's D-Mills with Seymour and then Yorks. So 1-lap rider between them. D-Mills has got to regroup here. Life comes at you fast in MX Bikes, and he had a pretty comfortable lead, and suddenly he's 11 seconds back. So can Yorks run him down and give us the exact same top 3 that we had in the first moto? This is now officially a battle for second overall. Yorks trying to go 2-2. D-Mills trying to spoil the party, go 3-2 and get that second overall on the day. But the white flag will wave for our race leader Finn this time by as he hits LaRocco's leap again.
Just to give everyone an idea of how fast these guys are going, they're 46 seconds ahead of 4th place right now. So
yeah.
They're just flying around this track.
Still Trogman ahead of Brock W., then Tyler J., Benny, Chase, Corbin, and Maplar inside of the top 10, but that white flag is out. One more lap to go here at RedBud. And your leader continues to be this man, Finn, who just ran into a SpongeBob there on the inside momentarily. But this is the man of the day. Absolutely cooked everybody in the first moto. And we thought had a little bit of a weakness with the erode wreaking its head a little bit on him in this second moto, but he then put the hammer down, ran down from 11 seconds back and caught Daniel Mills, passed him and took off. Pretty impressive stuff. I'm not gonna lie, Talon. This is good stuff out of Finn.
He is, like I said, he's the 250 master, as most of the pros call him.
Well, he's definitely made his presence known here today on this RedBud circuit. He's got a few more turns left to go. Nice little scrub right there. Ends up going down. But fortunately, he's still got a massive gap back to D-Mills here.
8 seconds down to 14 seconds up in the span of 2.5 laps. Ooh. Definitely some mistakes from D-Mills helped that, but can't deny how fast he is on that 250.
Yeah, it throws an absolute filthy whip. Let's see what he's got for us on the leap. Oh, just completely backwards. Does he put Dolan a lap down before the flag? He will. How about it, folks? Finn of System Decal goes a 1-1 to sweep here at RedBud. A little 360 on the line to boot. Pretty dominating performance all told in both motos, especially this one to come back and pass D-Mills with a few laps to go. D-Mills solidifies the second place in the moto and the overall, going 3-2. But your champion of AOMX in 2023 is this man, Yorks, with a big whip over the finish line jump, does a fist bump, knew he didn't have to win today, but still ends up on the box and is your new champion. Terrific ride, no question, for him here today and all season to win this title. And we'll talk to him shortly, I believe. But Trogman coming to the line here in the 4 spot. Locks that down with ease. Brock W. Very solid top 5 effort for him this time around. And then a big old gap back to Tyler J., who is trying to put Dirteen a lap down. Nice scrub at the finish line for him. Biggie finishing a lap down. What else we still got coming to the flag? We got Benny and Maplar trying to dispute the 8 spot here. Who's going to get it? It is going to be Benny. Maplar kind of hung up in that final corner. Actually, it's 7th because Chase went backwards. Corbin even got by Chase on this last lap. I don't know if Chase is even still circulating. So he might be passed by Seawalk too. And then we would wait for Jesse to bring it home across the line after that. Chase crashed, but I don't know if he is even going to finish this one. So Seawalk will cross the line. Yeah, he does go by Chase and ends up in 10th. Jesse, a lap down in the end of this one. Ends up in... oh, no, actually, sorry, that was a battle for position. Jesse ends up 11th. So Chase fell off somewhere. But your overall winner today is Finn. And you're going to have to walk me through this process, Talon. I don't know if we bring these guys in or what for interviews.
Yeah, we'll bring them in. Apparently, Chase's game crashed right at the finish.
Oh, brutal break there for Chase.
I'm gonna drag Finn and Yorks into here.
Tough break there at the end.
Some interviews going on. I don't know if D-Mills will be joining us. He will, so
He should be.
got our podium in here.
All right, well, we'll start it off with the man of the day. Incredible comeback in the second moto for Finn. I guess, first of all, just talk us through what the heck clicked for you on this track, because you were flying, man.
Was like the track was good, and I don't hate TFC for the tracks. I like TFC tracks, and Erode was fun. And everyone who says Erode is not fun, you need to learn Erode. You know, yeah. And that's all.
Right on. In that second moto, can you take us through a little bit? Middle of the moto, you crashed a couple times. You fell back into the clutches of Yorks for a little bit, but then you turned it on again. Was there a moment or something that you figured out in your lines or something that just turned it on again for you?
Nah, I just wanted to get D-Mills because, yeah, they said couldn't get him. Or not said, but in the beginning of the race they said, "Oh no, you don't win." Now I won, so I don't. Yeah, I just turned it on and yeah, was ripping, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely flying. Many congratulations on the moto sweep. Well, how about you, D-Mills? You were winning. You were on your way to maybe getting a chance at the overall in the day, and then suddenly Finn passes you, and absolutely leaves you. Did it catch you by surprise?
Honestly, no. I was having so much fun, like battling with Finn, and there's just such like an inner team rivalry between Finn and I. Like we're just always trash talking every day, so it was just like, I was just like, as soon as I saw him like creeping in and I started throwing, I was just like, oh, here it comes, dude.
Well, I mean, did you get flustered at all? Because after that, you had a couple crashes. You went off the track, I think, twice. It seemed like you were a little bit out of rhythm, or was it just that was the way the race was going to play out?
Well, so I actually was like flowing pretty good, and then for some reason my brain turned off, and I took this one line that made me crash, and then I took the same line the next lap and crashed on it again, and I was just so like out of it mentally at that point. Like the track was so rough, I couldn't even concentrate at the end, but it was really fun actually. Like the second moto, I started really enjoying it.
Right on. Second place overall, Daniel Mills. Well, third place overall, but the man of the season, your new champion, Yorks, gets it done here tonight. I'm sure you wanted to win, but all said and done, you walk out of here with a number one plate. That's got to feel pretty cool.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely. I knew going into the moto that Finn wanted to beat me really bad. So once he got by me in the first moto, I was just kind of like, all right, cruise control, try not to crash, and then obviously trying not to crash, you start crashing. But yeah, the motos went really well. The E-Road was sick. It was all good fun.
How does this one rank for you, getting a championship on a pro level in MX bikes like this?
Oh, it's honestly sick, man, and I really appreciate like Ardizzle and Talon and all these guys for hosting the series and putting on races every week and dealing with all the critique and everything that everybody has for them and just sticking it out.
Can you talk us through a little bit, just this couple motos for you? It seemed like you had the speed maybe in both motos to potentially run up with the leaders at certain points. I know you crashed in the first moto while you were battling for the lead. Did you feel like it just wasn't working out for you today and the win wasn't on the cards? Or do you actually feel like it was there and you messed up a little bit?
I think first moto the win was there, but honestly, second moto, those two were running the same pace as me. There wasn't much left on the table for me to push forward anymore. So I think they were all just riding super well, and I figured I might as well just ride it in.
And then lastly, for all three of you guys, we'll start with our winner here, Finn. A lot of talk about the Erode, like you guys said. You learned how to ride the Erode, so you were comfortable on it. But how gnarly is it in those conditions to battle each other, fend each other off, and take different lines as well?
Oh, like there are main lines like at the beginning of the race, like it's filling like only that one line, and then it's starting to go all over the track, and it was like some corners were fun because of the road, and passing and battling was sketchy but fun when you like, yeah, I don't know how to say.
No, it's totally fair. Like you guys all looked like you would find things that worked and things that didn't. And I feel like particularly you, Finn, you really stuck to a lot more inside lines in the second moto, particularly coming down the downhill before the sand corner. I think 3 or 4 corners in, you chose not to go for doing the double around the outside. So yeah, I think you definitely played around with some lines. How about you, D-Mills? What was it like for you trying to figure out how to make stuff work in that second moto?
Well, first off, Finn's a sicko for hitting that line. That inside is so scary. But no, like it's so much. It was honestly a lot of fun once it opened up with the E-road, and Finn and I weren't taking a ton of the same lines, and then we ride together all the time, so we trust each other a lot, and we know we're not going to clean each other out, so it just kind of flows and it's fun. You get into a rhythm, and yeah.
How about you, Yorks? What did you feel about the road and adapting to it in that last moto?
No, dude, it was crazy. Second moto, I was saying it the whole entire time in the call, but that's probably the most like on edge I've kind of been just riding around a track in a long time, because you're just, I don't know, you're just kind of playing with that fine line of crashing pretty much everywhere around the whole entire track. Every rut's deep, or at least the fast ruts are deep, and you're trying to find some smooth lines around the track, and it was just really difficult, but it also was insanely fun.
Absolutely. All right, 1 round to go. Southwick next week. Between the 3, who's the better sand rider?
You know, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give that to D-Mills. D-Mills just unlocks this potential in the sand that is unreal. I've never been able to understand it.
We all know I'm gonna beat him.
I was gonna win. Oh no, Finn's getting dominated right now.
All right, well, congratulations to all of you guys. Of course, congratulations, Yorks, on the title. Great battles tonight, and yeah, podium hardware to take home for all 3 of you. So thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Appreciate
Thank
it,
you
man.
for streaming
Thank
it,
you for,
man.
yeah, thanks for casting.
Yeah,
That was
it's
awesome.
sick.
I had a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem at all. So that is your top 3 finishers, Finn, D-Mills, and Yorks, with Yorks taking the title. Congratulations to all 3 of them. I am going to mute up, and we're going to wrap up the stream here tonight for the AOMX Championship. But this was round 11 of the series. RedBud will be next week. I am hoping, for my side, that I'll be able to come back and do this again next week. Should be a possibility for me. But either way, regardless of which, I want to send a big thank you to Talon and R Dizzle for asking me to do this in the first place, because I know a lot of people have their streamers and all that stuff set up, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes. So I appreciate you guys reaching out and offering in the first place. And then a huge shout out to every single one of you guys that tuned in tonight, watched the stream, the follows, the subs, everybody that was into it. Really appreciate it. Trying to get my face in the bikes community a little bit more. I know we had our race team, but for us, it's more about the content side of it and showing you guys how good you guys are at this game and ripping around these racetracks. Certainly a lot of fun for me, and I hope it was a lot of fun for you guys to watch the race here tonight. So thanks for tuning in. This was round 11 of the AOMX Factory Bikes Championship in MX Bikes. Next week is Southwick, and we hope to see you guys there. But for now, we hope you just enjoy your evening, and we'll see you next time here on Start Your Systems TV. So long for now.